Hello, y'all. So, um, I really hate to have to do this, but well, first off, excuse me. Um, I sitting here thinking, like that was another, well, I would say, first reason why when we first found out about the coronavirus for the month of March, you know, kind of went broke for the month trying to stock up on extra natural health supplements like my magnesium and my what do I call that? The my green superfood supplement. And so I stocked up on that, and so I didn't go broke fast, but I ended up, not having enough money to be able to stay with my roommate, because of that, the coronavirus thing or whatever. And I stocked up on, well, that's me and my OCD period, but, I ended up with, getting extra bottles of hand sanitizer and wipes and stuff like that, like Purell kind of wipes, And so then the second reason why I didn't stay with my roommate, for the month of March, is because I felt hesitant, and I was afraid that I was going to go through the situation with the person I rented a room from back in September. And then the third reason I had these fears of her, what if she might be a perp, so I ended up spending an extra month on the streets for the month of March when I could have, been with this roommate, for the month of March instead of being on the streets. But for the first few days, everything was pretty much, other than me getting the bed bugs and being freaked out about that, I'm talking about our relationship and getting along with each other seemed pretty, near perfect for the first few days. Until, it was that Tuesday, the first Tuesday morning, that I was there. I had been there for like 5 days, and her 8-year-old son got mad at me because I heard these kids around 12 or 13 years old, they were cursing or whatever and talking like grown adults and stuff. So I guess she wasn't going to say anything if I didn't say anything. Because, and so then the boy got mad at me and started being like, he was already disrespectful and mean towards his mom. I'm trying as best as I can. I'm not trying to tell their business or badmouth them or anything like that. But, I'm just saying, what's going on as it relates to me. And so, it's like, that boy, he's, a tall, big 8-year-old. But I never seen usually 8-year-old kids still have their innocence and still are respectful and nice and stuff. But he is very, very rude and disrespectful and mean. And she doesn't really do much of anything or correct him whenever he's doing something to me, but she lets him get away with when he does stuff to her too, but she only like punish him or something, or she more like she don't even really punish him. She just tell him something when he gets too out of hand with her. So, ever since this trip, I mean, I thought like after the first 2 weeks, I felt confident that everything was gonna be good. That me and her, we're gonna, stay getting along, and I just felt kind of scared to settle down, because every time I settle down, it's like just after I settled somewhere, I end up spent a whole lot of money trying to, like get food and like get groceries and stuff, and maybe a few like dishes of my own and pots and pans or whatever. And then right when I get settled, that's when I have to pack my stuff and give all my food, all my pots and pans and everything away, and end up back on the streets. But see, whatever is going on right now, I have to just sit here and just take it like a woman, and just bear it. It's hard though, and I'd be tempted to want to up and leave sometimes. I mean, it ain't the worst, but it's kind of unbearable for me. But I have been trying to stick with this, for longer, and then it's literally nowhere to go for this coronavirus thing. It's the worst thing to be homeless on the streets. I heard that the homeless are being rounded up. I mean, I still see some here on the streets, but I heard that they're but they've been doing that to the homeless though. The homeless being disappeared and vanishing and stuff like that. It's really scary and frightening what they do. So I guess that's why I'm trying to hold on for as long as I can. I mean, overall, my roommate, she's pretty nice, and she made me feel at home. She told me, make yourself at home. She didn't do like Daphne from last September, when Daphne got mad and screamed at me for eating in the kitchen. Like, I mean, there was no dining room or anything like that. I just stood up in the kitchen, was eating breakfast in the morning at Daphne's house, and that's how me and her got into that altercation, because she got mad and screamed at me and condemned me for eating in the kitchen. So anyway, ever since this trip, this roommate, she she didn't do that before, but now she uses I think she did like at least once before the trip, like a day or two before the trip, or a couple of days before the trip. She had been like, I talked about this, about how people point like this, they actually point like this. They're like that right there, rather than that right there. They'd be like that right there. So, but this roommate says she's a Christian. Daphne said she was a Christian too. Well, I don't want to, disclose this roommate's name, because since I'm staying with her now, and I don't want to mention her son's name because he's a minor, So, then yesterday, the roommate, before she left, this little efficiency that they had me in on this trip, and she did this, I think, at least twice with this hand sign. Like, instead of saying 3, like people usually do this, 3. Every time they use 3, you know, with this, like this. But at least twice yesterday she did 3, like that. You know, this. She did this at least twice yesterday, but like this, you know, the 666 hand sign. So I'm sitting here wondering the fact that, you know, it's like, I just, you know, I start to wonder if she turned into a perp too. You know, I felt traumatized by Daphne because she seemed nearly perfect as far as niceness goes, nearly perfect the first day. And then it's like a thing with Pensacola people. Well, this roommate is not from Pensacola, but it's a thing with Pensacola people that when you deal with them and they're nice the first day and you spend a night by their house or whatever, and then you go to sleep and then you wake up and everybody's a whole different damn person and it's just freaking tripping on you, and the way you have to bounce and get your stuff and leave. I mean, that happened at that Heavenly Blessings homeless shelter. That everybody's all perfect, sweet, and nice and everything. Then I go to sleep and then wake up and they just freaking bullying the hell out of me. You know, trying to bully, harass, and lecture me about this and that. Like, everybody turned into a perp overnight. And I know damn well some of them don't even have cell phones, but I just don't know how they started perping overnight. You know, and I was afraid of this roommate, you know, doing the same thing. But I don't know, it's like, and then I keep on, and this has happened to me with other people, not necessarily staying with other people, but sometimes just visiting over at their house or something, that we'll have a conversation talking like normal, or I'll be just sitting somewhere just minding my business, and then they just all of a sudden up and out of nowhere just kick me out of their house for no reason at all, without explanation. I mean, I remember that happened when I went to visit a next door neighbors. I mean, not next door, but, you know, across the next building over. The neighbors, when I was living in Denton, Texas, in the mid conversation when I was talking, they got hateful and turned against me for no reason and just started to act different. I went into a depression and wondering what did I do so wrong. And this was back in 2007. You know, so, seems like I lose more friends when I tell them more experiences with my family and stuff, you know, or, you know, when I'm depressed or down at my worst, that's when I lose the most friends, or people kick me down harder rather than being supportive. So I don't know, I just keep on having these fears about this roommate, you know, just telling me pack my stuff and leave without explanation. I don't know, I just keep on having these fears, you know. So I know I'm going to have to do at least part 2 and probably a part 3. So, thanks for watching and bye.